September 11th, 2001. A sky the colour of calm. Two towers of steel and ambition drawing the morning light. Here we often ask how nature tests infrastructure, but today is different. This storm did not come from wind or water. It came from human malice. And what rose to meet it was not steel, not concrete, but human nature. Courage, sacrifice, and love. This is not just the story of the Twin Towers falling. It is the story of a nation shaken, a skyline scarred, and a people who refuse to be broken. This is the anatomy of steel in failure, and spirit in triumph. Here in Lower Manhattan, a new skyline was taking shape. What began in the late 1960s was the most ambitious construction project New York had ever seen. The World Trade Center. At its heart, the Twin Towers. Rising from bedrock, built to be the tallest buildings in the world. The first steel went up in 1968. By 1973, both towers stood complete. The North Tower reached 1,368 feet, the South Tower just slightly shorter at 1,362. At 110 stories each, they became icons of modern engineering, dwarfing the Empire State Building and reshaping the city's identity. More than 10,000 workers took part in their construction. At the peak of the build, 3,500 men and women laboured daily, welding, riveting, balancing hundreds of feet in the air. The steel skeletons rose at an average of 1 story per day. Each tower was built around a central steel core, with 240 perimeter columns forming a tight lattice around the exterior. This innovative tube structure gave the towers their strength, able to withstand hurricane-force winds and even the impact of a small jet aircraft, as engineers of the time believed. By the time they opened, the World Trade Center complex spanned 16 acres, housing more than 50,000 workers and welcoming 200,000 visitors daily. The towers weren't just office buildings, they were a city within a city, symbols of global commerce, and proof of what human hands could build. The Twin Towers became New York's proudest landmarks, recognized instantly around the world. But as we now know, the very strength and stature that made them symbols also made them targets. Decades after this footage was filmed, these same towers would face a test no engineer could have imagined. The morning of September 11th began like any other. Commuters spilled onto sidewalks. Subways rattled beneath the streets. Office workers filled the elevators of the Twin Towers, preparing for an ordinary day's work. High above, air traffic controllers guided flights across the eastern seaboard. 4 of those flights had been chosen, hijacked, turned into weapons, and as the sun rose higher, an illusion of normalcy lingered for just a few moments more. At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center between the 93rd and 99th floors.
This just in, you are looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers of the World Trade Center.
The impact ripped through steel, concrete and glass. Hundreds were killed instantly, and many more were trapped above the flames. From the streets below, New Yorkers looked up in confusion. Smoke poured from the impact zone. For a moment, many believed it was a terrible accident. An aviation tragedy against the heart of Manhattan. But the truth would reveal itself just minutes later. At 9:03 a.m., United Airlines Flight 175 slammed into the South Tower in a fiery explosion seen live on television. This was no accident. This was war.
And there's more explosions right now. Hold on, people are running.
Hold on just a moment. We've got an explosion inside.
The building's exploding right now. You got people running up the street.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll tell you what's going on.
Okay, just put Winston on pause there for just a moment.
Okay, the whole building just exploded some more. The whole top part.
Okay.
The building's still intact. People are running up the streets. Am I still connected?
Winston, this would support probably what Libby and you both said, that perhaps the fuselage was in the building that would cause a second explosion such as that.
Well, that's what just happened then.
That certainly.
Yeah, people are running up.
We're getting word that perhaps.
Okay, hold on. The people here are, everybody's panicking.
All right, Winston, Winston, let me put Winston on hold for just a moment.
Okay, I don't know how much longer we're staying. I'm inside of a diner right now.
Well, Winston, you know what? If you could give us a call back, I just don't want to panic here on the air. Let's just take some of our pictures from News Chopper 7. Now, one of our producers said perhaps a second plane was involved, and let's not even speculate to that point, but at least put it out there that perhaps that may have happened. The second explosion would certainly back the theory from a couple of eyewitnesses that the plane fuselage perhaps stayed in those upper buildings. Now, if you look at the second building, there are two, that both twin towers now are on fire. Now, this was not the case, am I correct? A couple of moments ago. This is the second twin tower now on fire, and we're going to check on the second flight if perhaps that had happened. This all began at about 8:48 this morning. Again, what we know, in case you're just joining us, a small plane, not a Cessna type or 5 or 6 seater, but instead perhaps a passenger flight, ran into the north side of the World Trade Center. As you can see, the second explosion that you're looking at now in the second twin tower, it has spread much debris, much more debris than the first explosion or the first accident. Is Winston still on the line with us?
The towers burned together, twin columns of smoke rising into the blue sky. For millions watching, the horror crystallized. America was under attack. The towers, built to withstand the force of wind and weather, now faced a force they were never designed to resist. Jet fuel turned into fire, structural steel softened by heat, and time ticking away.
Put my colleague Donald Kyle on.
Sure, put that on.
Hello, Lee. I
Actually saw a plane crash into the World Trade Center. The first explosion we did not see. That was on fire. Was to accept the fact that this is probably going to be something where there...
which was described to me the size of a 747, flew into the south side of the South Tower, and the superstructure is just hanging on to the...
While eyes were fixed on New York, the attackers struck at the nation's military heart. At 9:37 a.m., American Airlines Flight 77 slammed into the western side of the Pentagon. The impact tore through the offices of the Department of Defense, killing 125 people inside, along with all passengers and crew aboard. Flames and black smoke rose from the building. For the first time since Pearl Harbor, America's mainland defenses had been breached. The nation now fought for clarity amidst chaos. But one more plane was still in the sky. United Airlines Flight 93. Its hijackers aimed for Washington, D.C., perhaps the Capitol, perhaps the White House.
Scanner, I just saw the smoke come up, and the explosion shook the house clear over here, and we are, what, 15 miles from Lambertsville. And it shook the heck out of the house. I don't know what else is happening. They ran one into the Pentagon and into the World Trade Center, and we're watching it on TV, and this one happened.
Passengers, using cell phones, learned what had happened in New York. They voted. They chose to act. Rushing the cockpit, they fought back against terror itself. At 10:03 a.m., Flight 93 crashed into a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. "40 passengers and crew gave their lives, but in doing so, they saved countless others on the ground. That field became a monument to human bravery, a reminder that even in the darkest hour, ordinary people can rise as heroes. Chaos and courage clashed together.
John, they say pieces of this building are going to come down, so please be careful.
Tens of thousands tried to escape down stairwells clogged with smoke and fear.
Get the stairs down here, all right? I got this. Go slow. The dust is starting to settle. Just tell them to go slow.
I'm going to work right now in 5 minutes. I'll be right back. All right. You're going to stay with him? You're going to stay with him? Work with him. Stay with me. Okay, I'll double back.
What are you guys doing now?
We had a report of a fireman trapped over here on the northwest corner. So I'm going to make sure that we got people over there to help dig him out. Thank you. Sure, no problem. Still want to triple.
Sir, right back, further, a little bit further. Illness. What?
Let's go, sir, let's go. You can't stay here. I'm sorry, you gotta go. Go. You got it clear. Let's go.
Let's go. Gentlemen, let's go.
They climbed floor after floor with heavy gear, radios crackling with urgency. They carried the injured, guided the lost, and calmed the terrified. In those moments, the strongest infrastructure was not the steel frame of the towers, it was the human beings within them, refusing to abandon strangers in need. At 9:59 a.m., just 56 minutes after the second strike, the South Tower collapsed. Steel buckled, floors pancaked downward. In 10 seconds, the skyscraper that had once defined the skyline was gone. collapse sent a cloud of ash and debris racing through the streets, turning daylight to darkness. Screams, silence, and then only the roar of falling steel. For 29 minutes, the North Tower stood alone, burning, broken. Firefighters still climbed its stairwells, knowing what might come. At 10:28 a.m., the North Tower gave way. tallest building in the world when it was built, had crumbled into dust.
There have been frantic efforts to get people out of the tower. Now this is tape, and you can see now whether that was an explosion or exactly what happened that caused that second tower to collapse. We cannot tell you. CNN's Kelly Wallace is on the phone.
In less than 2 hours, both towers of the World Trade Center had fallen.
There goes the second tower. Unfucking believable.
The skyline of New York and the world's sense of security were forever changed.
I'll find the other brothers. Just let's go. Get you guys down to fresh air.
All right? 24.
Jimmy, what happened?
We were in the lobby gathering to go up and start doing a search on the upper floors. As we were getting our gear on and making our way to the stairway, there was a heavy-duty explosion. Everybody just started running for the door. Everybody was trapped. Eventually, when the dust lifted, I saw some light, started screaming for everybody to go out towards the light. I managed to get Tyrone out and a couple other guys that have already gone over to Jersey City via a boat. It was fucked. It was unbelievable in there. This guy's still trapped. We couldn't get to.
Message to your family?
Yeah, I'm alive. I'm okay.
Well, 933.
He's good.
2600.
As tragedies go, what do you, the people who do something like this, can you even begin to?
They're animals. Animals. It should be it's an act of war. It should be war. Nobody's safe. We're not safe. Even all these little buildings, we're not safe. Don't go too close.
Jimmy, you said, what is your last name?
Grillo. Grillo.
And what ladder company are you from, Jimmy? 24?
24 truck.
Tyrone, is everyone safe?
Take care of those.
Hey, Jen, how you doing?
Tonight?
So far, everybody's all right. He's in there. He's in the building. Sir? Go help.
Jimmy, don't get too close, Jimmy. They're still blowing up.
Need O2? Yeah?
As the towers fell, a cloud of grief spread far beyond New York. Across the nation, schools closed, air traffic shut down. Around the world, people gathered in silent vigils, holding candles, offering prayers. For a moment, the planet stood still. This was not just an American tragedy, it was a human tragedy. In the days that followed, Ground Zero smouldered. Firefighters searched through the rubble. Families posted photographs of the missing. And yet, even in the ruins, hope flickered. Stories of survival, stories of strangers helping strangers, stories of a nation coming together in solidarity.
Spread it out, stay close enough that we can pass the bucket over. Make sure we got a set lead and 9 go. Okay? Set lead. Set lead. You gonna see blocks? Go over there. Yeah.
I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children.
Years later, the site transformed. Two memorial pools marked the footprints of the fallen towers, engraved with the names of the lost. A museum rose to preserve their memory. And above it all, a new tower climbed skyward, One World Trade Center, standing 1,776 feet tall. It was more than architecture. It was resilience, forged in steel and sorrow. The skyline rebuilt itself, but more importantly, the people rebuilt their spirit. Where destruction tried to divide, memory and determination rebuilt unity.
Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. The victims were in airplanes or in their offices, secretaries, businessmen and women, military and federal workers, moms and dads, friends and neighbors. Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil, despicable acts of terror.
Whenever we do our patrols with the ferry, it is, first thought, coming upon the city it's a beautiful view most days. The Freedom Tower sticks out obviously amongst the whole skyline. And it does, you're going towards that direction and you're passing the Statue of Liberty, and it sinks in your mind, like, the reason why we're out here. 20 years ago, my 4th grade memory, it's still burned in there. It's something that impactful and that historical will definitely stay on people's minds for a long time. So being 20 years later, we have members that joined the Coast Guard directly because of 9/11. And so nowadays we have members that weren't even alive during 9/11. And so to think of the impact it had back then, people joining, hopefully the newer members can, if they come here to the Mist, they could kind of get a sense of pride of continuing on that legacy and protecting the harbor.
September 11th, 2001 will forever remain a day of loss, of pain, of heartbreak. But it will also remain a day of courage, of sacrifice, and of unity. Steel may bend, towers may fall, but the human spirit endures. Here on Nature vs. Infrastructure, we often explore how natural forces test human creations. On September 11th, it wasn't nature that tested steel, it was hatred. And it wasn't infrastructure that stood tallest, it was people. We remember, we rebuild, we rise. If you believe in honouring these stories of fall and renewal, subscribe to Nature vs. Infrastructure, because though steel may crumble, the will to endure never does.